Okay. All right, so a new stylist, so you're already going to this person, so you've already
Yes.
got some kind of a relationship, so that's great. I guess the first thing I would probably do is start with the product, because I remember when I was approached, and I feel like if someone had come in that I really didn't know, or if they had started by introducing the business to me, I would have not paid attention and not been interested. I think starting with the product is smart, because they're going to want to believe in the product anyway. They're going to
Okay.
try it for themselves. So if you're sitting in the chair and you just simply ask them, have you ever heard of Neora? And you know that now 99% of the people are going to say, no, I've never heard of it. So it's a good opportunity to, I wouldn't bring a product in with me, but I would have it in my car, so that it's like you're prepared, but you're not overly anxious, right? And
Right.
when she says, no, I haven't, you can say, well, the best way I can show you is what it does is to show you these pictures. And then you pull out your phone. And I guarantee you show some firm pictures, you show some age IQ pictures, she'll be interested in asking more. So the thing that you probably would want to do is maybe have a bottle of night cream in your car. And I would probably expect to leave that with her for a week and go back and, set up a time to meet with her for 15 minutes and pick it up the day you come back. And at that point, you can either give her hydrogels, but see, I like to use them. I would use them on someone when I'm with them, as opposed to just give it to them to take, right?
Okay.
So I think the best thing to give her the night cream for the week. And you could also, when you sit down with her, use the ice, use the hydrogels, just make a 15-minute appointment. And, they may start asking you about the business, but I think, once they start liking the product, that's the important thing. Because that's what happened to me. Like after I said, let me just try it, because I was thinking of my own skin. I was not thinking about selling it or telling anyone else about it until I wasn't even listening to that. I just used it on my skin. I loved it. And I'm like, I couldn't stop talking about it. So I think that's key.
Okay. And I think most people are like really using the IQ more now.
Yeah, I would go with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, great.
I have another idea too. So another thing you can do for her, if she's liking the product, like you check in on her a few days in and just text her and say, how are you liking it? Are you using it correctly? That kind of thing. Send her a video of the product. Maybe send her the video of all the products. And then maybe go on a Saturday for a couple of hours and use her clients as models, or the clients of the salon. So that goes over really well with an owner. And even if you're going to just a stylist there, they would probably want to talk to the owner about it. But we used to, years ago, have distributors that would come in and say, what if I come in, in a Saturday in a couple weeks and I bring all my samples and I give some to your clients, would you be okay with that? And of course we were. They just don't do that anymore. And I kind of don't know why they lost, doing that. So I think that would go over really well, because it's not like, you're not saying, well, I'm trying to sell them anything. You're like, I just want to show you how it works, show them how it works, and, take some before and after pictures and just show you what the product does and give some samples out. I would have like samples ready for her clients.
Okay.
You guys can unmute yourself if you have some questions. Another thing I've done, you can do this with somebody who is already a stylist brand partner, or maybe already likes the product, but is kind of like, I don't know if I want to sell it. Give them a bottle of eye serum for a week and ask them to send you during that week 10 before and afters. Okay, and like maybe you can offer something, like offer a box of hydrogels if they do that, kind of like a challenge. So it takes the pressure off of them trying to sell something, you trying to get to their customers, right? You're just asking to see before and after pictures, and they're going to get something for it. That's gone really well with, I did it with a few brand partners who are stylists who really weren't doing the business. And I just said, let's start here. Just send me 10 before and afters this week. you know, and they ended up getting orders from it. Hey, Kristen, do you have any questions for me? Or Jeannie? Is it Jeannie or Jean?
Jeannie.
Last name.
Pardon me?
What is it?
It's Jeannie.
Okay.
Hi, Beth. I just figured out how to unmute myself.
Okay, good.
I usually use my phone, and I'm trying to practice on the computer. No, I don't think I have any questions yet. I just wanted to kind of sit in and see if I heard something for future.
All right, and I'm recording this, so I'll put it out after.
Thank you.
I also would recommend, if you kind of want to go all out with them, offering to leave a digital picture frame there for a week to see if it gets any interest as well. You know, see if you can find a good spot for it. And I mean, that's probably something you would do, you know, after they've tried the product. You just don't want to be overly pushy about it, right? I mean, we know it's a great opportunity for them, but it's not like you want to come across like you know how to do their business better than them, right?
Right.
There's a lot of ego there sometimes.
She is the owner. I mean, it's a small shop, but I think she has a wide variety of clientele.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you could offer also to host a spa night. And I would, you know, like I said, all this stuff is additional ideas. I wouldn't just throw it all out there at once, but keep them in your back pocket for maybe after they've tried the product. Offer a spa night where you bring the wine and the samples, and they call it like a client appreciation night, just for like an hour and a half, and or maybe like an open house, right, for a couple hours one night. And you know, they really don't have to do anything. You just do it all like it's your party, right?
Okay.
Let's see. So if they're at the point where you sampled them, they like the product, they're kind of thinking of joining, I will tell you that, you know, obviously for a salon, the bigger kit is better. But even if they can do the $750, and it's not really for retail sales because I never ever sell at retail. I think I only one of my clients insisted on paying full, you know, paying retail, and she wanted it right off my shelf. So I charged her, you know, the $120 for the night cream, the $120 for the firm, and, you know, I forget what the day cream was at that time. And she paid the $375, I think it came to, and she's now a BP. So I tried to get her to save some money. She insisted. That was a one time. So I never ever sell at retail. And if I did, it's going to cost them more money. So they see the benefit of becoming a customer. And so when I'm there during the day, I'll, when I first started, let's say, because now my life is completely different in the salon. When I first started, I would have customer applications on hand and clipboard, and they were interested. So that I wouldn't have to lose time, I would give them that and then put it in later, and I would, whatever they were ordering, I had stock in the back. I would keep one of each item out, but I had stock in the back, and I would give them the first things they're ordering and then put their order through at night and have the same stuff shipped to me the first time, right? Because you have a box to check for shipping to a different address the first time. So there's never any need to buy more stock. It's always replaced. And that's the only reason why I'd recommend, you know, getting the bigger packs, right? You know, and plus, I mean, I use the hydrogels, I use the eye serum on my clients all the time. Some of my longtime clients, I will put the hydrogels on and no charge, you know, and that's really a nice thing to do. But if they're newer in it, they might want to offer them for like $15 for an upcharge while they're processing. But then they can say, look, if you really like these and you decide that, you know, you want to maybe buy more of them, there's a box for 40. Instead of 15 for one, you get 5 for 40. You know, so that sometimes makes them just order a box from you, because then I don't charge them for the one I used on them. And I'll also do that, you know, sometimes I'll walk in the salon and go, okay, so all of my clients today, I'm going to get a before and after on. And even if I've used some products on them before, I'll still do it and I'll get those before and after picture because it makes me concentrate on doing exposures, right? And so I'm doing the pictures and really you don't come across as pushy, you come across as wanting to see the results of what it does. You know, and then I did that with my first, when the eye serum first came out, I did that with my first 10 people. 9 out of 10 ordered it from me on the spot after I did their before and after picture. So that would be huge for them. Digital picture frame, one of each product, hydrogels. I think the most important thing to tell someone who's going to sign up or who has signed up is their excitement about the products is going to be everything. It's going to go a long way. You know, I have shampoo and conditioner on my shelf, and I have it there because I really believe in it. I really, you know, love how it works. And I tell the people, tell my clients that this one's good for your hair, this one's good for you, this is what I recommend stuff every day. If they don't buy it, they know where they can get it and they know what I recommend. So I look at it the same way with Neora. You know, I'm recommending something to them. So it's not like, I want the sale, I want the sale. I mean, getting a customer is great, but it doesn't have to be looked at as pushy because you're really just letting them know what's there and what they should use. You know, and I don't just use my clientele for customers. I go outside of that and use Facebook as well. So one of my biggest audiences is high school friends because I am going to be 52 next month and we are all at the age where we need something. So a lot of them are my customer base and I reach out to friends of theirs and, you know, message them happy birthday, ask them if they want samples. I do a lot of other things now that I've been in the business for 4 years. So there is a way to expand beyond that because our clientele is, you know, finite unless we're getting recommendations, new people coming in. You guys have any questions? Rachel, I saw you hopped on. Geraldine, do you have any questions? You can just unmute yourself if you do. Do you guys have anybody that you're currently, you know, thinking of exposing that's in the salon industry?
So for Christmas, the lady that does my hair, I brought her in like a little sample bag and left my information with her. Because I was so new, I just said, you know, here's a little gift from me to you, and this is what I do, because we would have conversations while she was doing my hair. But it was very simple, and it was a big step for me. So I'm going to be getting my hair done probably within the next month again, so I figured I would be ready and on the ball for questions or presenting to her.
Yeah, because you gave it to her as a gift, right? So it wasn't, you know, you didn't feel pushy or anything. Did you send her the video after you gave her those samples?
I did not. I was kind of lost at how I should follow up, and I didn't want to seem pushy.
I mean,
I don't really get my hair done that often, and it was kind of a brand new person because we just moved. So
okay.
I'm ready now, though, to say something to her when I go back.
Okay, so what did you give her for samples?
I gave her a hydrogel and an eye serum packet because I still had some left over, some Prolistic powder, and the other thing.
Okay. So was she open to trying them?
She just said she was very thankful, and I said, if you have any questions, you know, or, you know, more interest in the product, let me know. And just kind of, you know, ran out the door because that was me at the time.
Good. I mean, you can be honest with them. Look, you know, I love to give out samples because I love feedback, especially where you're in the industry and you have the expertise. I would love to hear what you think. Right? And so that gives you permission to follow up. Okay. And just, you know, I don't know, you probably don't have her home number, but you could always say, are you on Facebook? Can we connect on Facebook? Or do you have an email that I can follow up with you with? And I have a video that's going to explain a lot more. You know, I mean, we're just giving them information, you know?
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. I'll be ready to rock when I see you next time.
The thing about those sampling that way is, especially with the hydrogels and eye serum, is, you know, mail those away to people. Like I'll mail them, but if they're near me, I want to put it on them because I want to make sure they're going to use it. It's kind of like anything else. If you open a magazine and you get a sample of, you know, foundation, you save that thing till you got something special to go to, right? So, and then sometimes you forget about it and it goes in the back of the cabinet.
Right.
So, rather than that happen to your samples, because hydrogels are not cheap, I love to just use them on people when I'm face to face with them. So I know you couldn't do that. Like that's not the situation when you have a new stylist and you're not going to use that on them right there. But, you know, I think more oftentimes I would say to, you know, I mean, what else could you do that day, right? But if you have the opportunity to give them a sample of night cream, I would give your bottle for a week.
Sounds good. Yes, I'll do that.
And, you know, anytime, if you want to go to another salon in your area and just kind of pop in, I'm going to tell you that the best day to do that is not a Saturday. Like if you want to pop in on a Tuesday or something like that, and really respect their time. Because I know for me, when salespeople come in and I don't know them, and they just come in and they're standing there waiting and I'm working on a client, it's very, very annoying and negative. Like it makes me feel negative. So if somebody were to come in and maybe talk to the person at the desk and say, you know, I know that, you know, the owner or the stylist is really busy. I would love to set up a time to meet with them for 15 minutes. Is there any time for that? Like just be really conscious of their time and how important it is to them. Set up a time if you can to meet with them and maybe leave a magazine between then and the time you go sit down with them. You know, because face-to-face is so much better than just leaving something and going. And if that's a way you can do it, but I also recommend getting a blowout, getting a wax, getting something that gets you in the chair that they feel like it makes them feel a little bit better. Like you're spending money with them, so they'll kind of listen to what you have to say, right? And you can do that anywhere. I mean, you can get a blowout anywhere, right? So we talked about a digital picture frame. What I have in my frame that's going all the time, and that kind of takes the pressure off too. I used to have a big TV when I had my salon, and I had before and after pictures scrolling, and people would be staring in the mirror and the TV would be right behind them. So I was kind of nervous about what to say. I didn't know what to say, but that really helped me to feel like I didn't have to just come out with it. You know, I was so excited about it. I didn't want to talk, you know, nonstop about it. So I let the pictures, you know, people would ask me, oh my gosh, you know, what did that? And that would get me to be able to talk. So that and a digital picture frame. And what I put on my picture frame is, yes, before and afters, but also pictures of people that I know that have earned the Lexus. Pictures of maybe some from conference, because you know, there's a lot of people out there who see pictures like that and they're like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. And you never know the reason for somebody joining or even buying from you, but they kind of see those pictures and they get a feel of, you know, what you're doing, what kind of person you are, you know. You can also put, like I also put hair pictures in there before and afters. I put quotes in there. You know, it really holds about 1,000 pictures. So if you wanted to prepare one, though, for a salon, I would say put all the before and afters and maybe pictures of the actual product. And that's about it if you're going to leave it for somebody. But my point of view from a stylist is I kind of want it to encompass, you know, what I do. So it's a part of what I do. Trying to see if I have any other. Well, like I said, I recorded this. So if you guys have any more questions for me, because we talked about a lot when we first got on. No? I guess, you know, talking to a stylist, it's like exposing anybody else, you know, really. They're no different. I mean, they want to like something in order to recommend it. There's a lot of stylists who aren't big on selling retail, and so that can be a little bit more challenging when you're trying to, you know, talk about the business. So that's why I say with them, always think about the product and what it could do for them first. You can ask them, do you have any clients with skin issues? You know, and then you could leave the Prolistic with them, you know, for a week and see if they could try it on 6 or 7 clients. Because I find that the older ladies that I have for clientele, when I put the Prolistic lotion on their arm, make sure you put it all over the arm, they buy that like that because it is so moisturizing and they love the way it smells, the way it feels, and they need all that moisture. So that's a big seller in my salon for Prolistic. I also keep open packages of Prolistic powder, open packages of Youth Factor powder, and I talk about, you know, what it's done for me. I do take out my phone and I show pictures to people all the time. And I come prepared to work with sample bags of night chews and day chews. So let me see if I can find it. I pack up my hydrogels, and I have a rolling suitcase actually that I kind of load up at night. And so I'll keep one of these with 2 days and 2 nights. And if I have a brochure, I'll definitely give it to them. But if I don't, I'll just print out from the back office the information about the day and night chews and just put my label on it. I have this for guys. So this works really well. You know, it's black. So guys tend to like, you know, think it's more masculine. I used to use these in the past, but I'll tell you what, I find that the samples themselves, I always keep actual samples from the back office, so I'll place an order for 10 of each kind and just keep these with me and put my label on it. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, these are one of my favorite to give out is a sample of each thing. And I make sure that I keep, you know, their expectation of, for this anyways, it's just to see how it feels on your skin, see if you're compatible, see if you know, if you like it. We know it works, scientifically proven to work. Just see how you like it. And that's how I tell people, nobody's gonna say no to samples that's in my chair. So, anything else?
Where did you purchase the little bags that you're putting the samples in?
I got them on Amazon. I think they were like $10 for 50 or 100 or something. They're just smaller the better. You really don't.
Okay, great. I sent you a friend request also on Facebook.
Okay. Oh, I got it. All right. I am going to create a new video because the last one I did was probably 9 months ago, kind of like a webinar, and or at least just sharing my story and how what it did for me, and and just so you guys know, I started 4 years ago. I was so busy. I had a 50-hour plus week in my salon. I had just opened my salon, and I was so nervous about it running well. I had employees that I was paying out way too much to. Money was flying out the door, but thank goodness I had Neora at the time, and I'll say Neora because it was. But the money just started coming in, and I'm not good with bookkeeping and all that, but had I not had my Neora business, my salon would have gone under in the first year because I just wasn't aware that I shouldn't be paying out paying out employees. I should be having, renters. And so that's what I kind of changed over the next year or so. And I was able to cut back my hours to 3 days a week. And I didn't even have to have my salon full because my money was, with Miriam was covering, what I needed for the salon. So at the end of my 3-year lease, I decided to sell it and move across the street into iStudio. So I have a small studio now that I share with another girl, and I just work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't work weekends anymore. I space my clients out. I leave 15 minutes in between, even extra time between them, and I maybe do 3 or 4 clients a day, sometimes 5, just depends. But that's because I can choose now to do that because I don't need to do hair for money anymore, which is incredible to me, incredible. And if you can get someone in the salon industry to see that vision, what could possibly be, they're going to do really well. I think it just takes following the system. For me, it was like, tell me to do this, tell me to do that, whatever you tell me to do it, because I've never done it before. And there was so much support that there was no way I could fail. And I just thought, let's see what happens. Fit it in little bits of my day. And then, look, I get to take my daughter on a trip to New England in a few weeks for the regional. And I've never been able to afford to, fly somewhere with my kids or whatnot. We have 4 kids between us, my husband and I, and it's totally changed the amount of time we get to spend together, the things we get to do. It's just been life-changing for us. So that's just my story. But I'm recording this, and so I will put it in the feeds in a little while. And I thank you guys for getting on. And if you have any more questions, just reach out on Facebook and message me.
Thanks, Beth.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.